Do I have a motion to come out of executive?
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Abstain.
Aye.
5A, Board of Trustees may consider and take action deemed appropriate as a result of the executive session.
Okay, I make a motion after consulting with our attorney and auditor that we act upon the auditor's recommendations.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 5A, Fur and Associates, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of the updated information from the auditing staff in regards to plans.
All right, so at this time, council, I'm not prepared to, publish my findings pending the situation in the executive session. So I ask that you table 5A.
Table 5A. I missed 6. I got a last one, actually.
Yeah.
That's all right, we already did it.
Yeah.
We'll do 5 and a half.
And
So, number 8, consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, or revision of the acceptance of the authorization form to allow Fire and Associates to view and copy bank statements.
I make a motion we approve.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 9, budgets, fiscal year 2024 through 2025. Consideration, possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of budgets for Union City Fire Department, Dispatch, General Fund, Municipal Authority, and Police Department. All right.
May I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I have reviewed your budgets as requested, and I have prepared a little summary of the situations at hand that are affecting your budget. So before you vote tonight, I do recommend that you look at my recommendations so you can act informed. Okay, basically what you're looking at, let me give a copy to Michelle. Okay, so I reviewed the budgets that were given to me a week ago. And on those budgets, it was showing the general fund was asking for 1.6 million, and the police department was asking for $1 million, okay? Which totals to 2.6, you see at the top of your page. Okay. So of those budgets, general fund is 62%, the police department is 38%, just pure numbers, okay? There are 2 situations, one of which we talked about in the executive session, that's going to impact your budget by over $300,000. That $300,000 must be paid for and budgeted in this fiscal year. You're not allowed to obligate future government, future years. So that $300,000 has to be figured out how to be paid. It is not currently in your budget. In the middle section of the page, we calculated the general fund portion and the police department portion, and general fund needs to find $186,000 of cuts, and the police department needs to find $114,000 worth of cuts. And that's just to address that issue. Now there's...
Can I ask you a question?
Certainly.
On the general fund budget,
Mm-hmm.
correct, there's not a line item or anything for that deficit, but in the general fund budget, the one that was presented by Ms. Burns shows a $588,896 net after expense that's unaccounted for funds.
What budget are you looking at? What page are you looking at?
She did an updated one before this meeting.
Okay, I don't have that one, so I'm gonna operate off of this one, but thank you for that. So, what he's referencing is, and I don't have the updated one you guys are looking at, but the one that I was given last
Just to
week.
confirm, this is the updated one? Okay.
Right, yes. Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Okay, so according to the one I was given to last week, the town is looking at a $457,000 deficit, or surplus.
And this one shows 346. Oh, that's totally, I'm sorry.
Keep going on that page.
Okay. right
This
there.
is showing a surplus of 588.
Okay. And your number was what again?
So what I've got, was given was 457. So some cuts have already been made, which is lovely. So being the fact there is a surplus means, but it doesn't mean it's budgeted. So the budget needs to be figured out how to be able to afford the $186,000.
Would that not just be another line item expense for, that she can add in there for that surplus?
That is her decision. I can't say that.
But is that acceptable?
Yeah, totally acceptable. Yeah. But if I say that, then I'm running your town and I can't run your
Right.
town. Okay. But you need to figure out a way to budget in that $186,000. Absolutely. Okay. Now, there is another issue at hand that's also in your recap sheet. And it talks about your audits. You're 5 years, well, in literally 2 weeks, you'll be 5 years behind on your audit. Okay? Right now, you're only 4 years behind. So an audit costs anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000. So based upon the information that we've uncovered at this point and the things that we've discussed about in executive session, we're ballparking another $100,000 in audit fees.
Total for that would get us through current.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping. Now, the public works side, the municipal authority has budgeted $30,000 for audits. That's great. So the remaining $70,000 must come from general fund and police department as well. And so, we make recommendations that the budgets need to be adjusted for about $400,000 of additional expenses that are not line items yet. So. Any questions on that?
And
Would you?
then also,
Alright.
we were talking briefly, we can make cuts within the fire department as well.
Oh,
So we're-
absolutely.
Yeah, because these are the only two currently listed on here, but we can make cuts as well there. Because we're paying how much to the fire department per?
Yeah, according to the budget I was given, the town gives the fire department $48,000
Okay,
per year.
Per year, yeah.
Yeah.
And I put, I don't know if you've seen it, but I also put, $20,000 towards the audit in the fire department.
Okay, then there we
Can we
go. Based
compare-
upon what I have.
Can we
I don't
compare
have.
what you have versus this one?
Sure.
So this one's higher.
So according to this, the projected profit was $29,000. So they've done some cuts to the fire department already.
Well, I didn't put it, I cut my budget out.
And what I was given $300. So they've done some cuts. Well done on that. Yeah. So. So not a lot of cut pension though.
My original was 96, I think the last one
Oh, see, that's an actual.
but no, I didn't budget for it.
Retirement, yeah, not a lot of that.
What was it, you have one version of that?
1,500, yeah.
And that's what they counted for. My original was, I didn't cut
Because he's big.
this Will's dog lost all the.
No, that's not one person, that's not a reason.
We did what we could to make sure that the general fund.
Here's what,
Unless you start out your page number.
On the forestry fund, on that one it has 4,000, on this one it has 9,500.
I called him,
Okay,
to make sure,
Okay.
they projected to be right at 10.
Oh, I like it.
Over.
so they can read over what that's gonna be.
When I cut, way down some of the stuff.
Oh, I was there. Well, then they were there. It was only right here.
You can't.
Right. Yeah, this is the only thing we know that we can't cut, but we're just trying to find anything we can.
And then on this one,
We did what we could to get the numbers.
So we just pull, yeah.
right, I guess she didn't get to do one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna propose we turn this table for 1 more week, and maybe a little bit, put this back and let us look at it for 1 more week if we can. Are you guys are you all opposed to, since, I mean, it looks like each department's even made additional cuts, even since the paperwork that she has, that we table it for 1 more week and let everyone look at those numbers?
I think so.
Does anybody oppose that?
Revise and submit revised budgets.
Do you oppose that at all, Adam?
No, I just need to know what you want.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've cut $162,000 from mine so that we provide enough money to the general fund to cover
Yeah.
those deficits and
Yeah.
expenses.
And those numbers, cause those numbers that you had originally proposed, that they had to cut,
The police
Yeah, it was
department here,
114.
and then here, so if you did 162, you covered yours.
And
Yeah.
it's basically just to bring it back to the general fund.
Correct, so they could pay these outstanding liabilities.
Yeah.
Now, what about freezes and stuff like that?
Well-
since he made those cuts.
My
Yeah.
my budget doesn't have any deficits, it still has a lot of deficits.
That is your choice to make. My choice is, I was hired to give you recommendations based upon the 2 findings that we have in the audit, to make sure that you pay for them. What you choose to do, step increases, not, equipment purchases or not, that is your decision, that's not my place. But now, keep in mind, on
Now,
the,
what about equipment purchases that we have already
Committed to?
committed?
They're all paid for, aren't they? Or what do we have left
I'm getting invoiced this week for those 2.
for the last 2 vehicles?
Yep.
Okay.
provided that they're accounted
It's
for
just
in your
2
budget,
vehicles.
it should be fine.
What was you saying?
Was it 3 from Mustang?
2.
And where?
No, he hasn't been invoiced for those yet. He's getting invoiced for those this week. And that would be the last of our equipment purchases that we currently have outstanding, correct?
Correct.
Now, keep in mind, there is still an issue outstanding with municipal authority
Mhm.
situation that we talked about in executive session, and I can't quantify that number yet.
Right.
But keep in mind, it may be up to 300,000 as well, and if you can't pay for it in your budget, you will have to raise rates,
Mhm.
because it cannot be supplemented by general funds or any other funds. So keep that in mind on your budget.
Yeah, can I see your
Sure.
municipal versus what he's presenting now?
Yeah, so the one that was given is showing surplus of 66,000, but now it's showing 150. So you'll be able to pay for half of the situation.
But this isn't including, or, is this using up, David, is this using up what money's in the account?
No, look at the bottom
Okay,
row of.
carryover, okay.
Right.
So he's not including the carryover, that's what we
Correct.
Well, that's what he's proposing carryover would be on this, but, what's that account budget right now?
That's right, that number up there.
Which one?
Well, it was 2 days ago.
681 or?
That's
Yeah.
what's in the bank.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
that's what's sitting in there now, so technically we have the funds to cover that,
the situation
the
that it
situation
comes
now, yeah,
happened.
with the balance within that account, correct,
Okay.
yeah,
Good,
so.
as long as you're aware of it and it's budgeted, that's all that matters. Yeah, but keep in mind, you may need a budget, major repairs.
Mhm.
If you use up all your surplus in the Public Works Authority, then you'll have to go to Oklahoma Water Resources Board and get a loan, which
Well,
requires rates
yeah.
to be increased.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you use your.
Obviously, we've done more repairs in the last few years than we've ever.
They pay for every line in town.
No. We're gonna give a lot of steps, we're gonna keep fixing them properly, David. We've come too far.
There you go.
Alright.
So, I again think we table it, and then we let everyone take one more look at it, and based off of the cuts that are presented, that we're really close. Does everyone agree?
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fair, it's just these line items attributed to
Okay.
the census.
And when you share that with us, we wanna share those with Kim, so that, and if you see anything that, on those budget lines that you see is missing, or anything, can you please reply back,
Yes,
so
sir.
we can fix those
Yes, sir.
as well.
Make a motion, table it.
Yeah, I make a motion, we table, line item 9 for fiscal year budget 2024-2025, and do we want to set a time now for next week? Or do we want to talk about it later? I mean, I'm good with Monday night again next week, if you guys are.
I mean, I'm getting used to every Monday there is.
Yeah, is everyone okay with Monday night at 6?
Where I got pizza, I get hungry fast.
Yeah.
You good with that?
I like pizza.
Not
Good.
a budget.
Alright, so Monday night at 6, and as of right now, the only line item that would be on there would be budget years.
Leave it that way.
Leave it that way. Nothing but budget. Alright,
That's some
make.
Yeah, I make a motion, we table it till Monday night at 6.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Alright, amendment of resolution 23-2401, consideration of possible denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of the amendment of 23-2401. What is that?
It's one of them you have to sign.
No, the resolution?
You have to sign the resolution.
Does it need help for something later?
It's the,
Oh, we just
water
added a
page
couple words.
10.
There's just a few word adjustments in the, underneath,
Just for it to make
It's on the
Under
water
billing.
rates and water billing and.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Now I'm on the same page. Alright, do I have a motion for 10?
I just wanna know more specifically what's being changed.
it's in red.
Mine, if it's red, mine's all white.
It's in red. Those changes are in red. Flip the page.
I'll flip the page, okay, I'm sorry.
It should be in red. I did them in color.
So, previously it said,
It didn't say that it included the late fee that had to be paid.
okay, if the bill is not paid by the 20th of the month, then now it would say if the bill, including the late charge, is not paid by the 20th.
Because the way it read before, the late fee wasn't included.
And then the other verbiage that's being changed is a reconnect fee plus the past due amount must be paid in full, are the 2 words that are being added before the meter is restored.
Correct.
Everyone understand?
And then Tuesday.
Yeah, so we changed the trash day to Tuesday.
We changed the trash day to Tuesday, please.
Yeah, I thought currently Tuesday. We're changing that from Friday to Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Okay. I make a motion, we approve line item 10, the amendment for resolution 23-24-01 to add the word including the late charge and in full, and switching the delivery date from Friday to Tuesdays.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, Town Code 441 and 442 exception. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of a request from Tracy Williams of New Homes, Oklahoma to be allowed an exception to agreed conditions of Town Code 441 and 442 regarding weeds and trash for a tract of land in the town of Union City limits. And that one is what, Teresa?
I included
So-
it in your
Yeah,
packet there.
it's, has line item 11 on the top of the page. So I guess my concern is this is making make it to where he does not have to continue to mow the property as a residential property until the development starts, is that correct? And then what, in the words of trash, what is it, I mean, is it?
It's not, it's all included in that one code, it's grass,
all in
grass
chapter
weed,
4.
yeah, it's all in there.
That's the definition.
Yeah, that's the definition,
Yeah.
that's why,
I just don't like to
worded that
exclude the
way.
word trash, I'm okay with not mowing and not weed eating until the development starts, but the word
Keep
trash.
The mowing is the only thing that he's asking, and we've set precedent for that in the
They
past
keep
on other
asking
properties.
the bell hay on it.
Yeah, he wants to let it get to where, you know.
You said committee
it could be
is asking?
Huh?
She said committee is asking?
No.
What?
No,
Oh,
the property owner,
property
he the property owner.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you knew you were gonna rezone it, you knew you gotta take care of it.
Did anybody sign up to speak?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
I have cattle there on the south side, and, almost every year, we have to it takes a couple of days. We have to pick all the musk thistle flowers off, all the musk thistles that come up there, noxious weed, identified by the Department of Agriculture for the state of Oklahoma, and there's multiple musk thistles on this property, and Mr. Williams has owned it for 10 months now, and hasn't been over there one time, mowing, maintaining, anything on it. The very least you can do with buying a $1.4 million property is to spend $1,000 to have somebody come over there and mow it. It's gonna do it costs us a lot of money to spray our property, we'll spend
Did
anywhere from
the previous owner of that property cover that? Did they go remove all their thistles and spray for all of that, the previous?
Managed,
Huh?
it was managed,
It was a tended crop, as the code book puts it. It's no longer tended, because nobody tends it.
Now it's abandoned.
it was
You
rented.
shouldn't throw anything out there.
And it's gonna be a fire hazard, used to, we cut a fire break up there because we had problems with fires breaking out up there. If it continues to grow for whoever knows how long it takes for them to get all this done, I mean, Mr. Brookshire's house is to the north of it, there are other little trailer houses on the backside. I mean, it's just gonna be a tinderbox over there full of weeds.
Yeah, my opinion is, Mr. Williams has come in here and he talked about how beautiful his developments are and things of that nature. Now that it's zoned, start that beautification process now.
Now, I don't know of a single development project that's ever been purchased where they're in there making it look like a residential property up until a development, to ask a developer, I'll meet you in the middle somehow, but to ask a developer to make that look like a residential property is absurd.
We're not asking that, we're just to meet the code, 12 inches is what the
Just
code.
brush over the place.
Yeah.
Keep the thistles knocked down, because fighting thistles is a pain in the.
There's a state law for
Affects
finding
everybody
this as
around.
well,
Yes,
the Department of Ag.
absolutely. State
There's
law.
actually a
So
state
then the
law.
state would be.
There's a state law for what?
For the thistles, there's a
This
fine
will
per
be
plant,
noxious weed.
$75 per plant if you call them out there to say right to the property owner. Because I
Now, we
myself
wanna be
have a
careful,
clear
though,
5 acre
because you're
field.
all up and down the
And they
city
are,
street.
they are.
So you gotta be careful.
But, I
It's
mean,
just
A lot of
brush off
thistles
the
in this
place.
neighborhood.
Just brush hog,
I mean,
that's all we're asking, they need to brush hog.
And anybody in here that's got cows knows that that's not a wheat, that's not a hay field.
No,
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna kill him to put 2 brush hogs on it this season, just to keep it down. And if that's the deal breaker, then I don't know what he's doing.
I'm not opposed to
I don't
1 or 2
think
brush
that's-
hogs per season.
Yeah, I don't think.
Probably 2, I'm not opposed to that. What I'm opposed to is him having to keep it looking like a residential.
Yeah.
we didn't say that.
Huh?
Follow
Nobody,
the code, 12 inches, that's what the code says, we just wanted to follow the code like it's already written in the book.
yeah.
I don't even agree with the 12 inch,
Yeah.
just
Two brush hogs.
two brush hogs.
You
Well,
just
it's-
debated a property for tall grass over here that didn't even have a noxious weed in it.
In a
Just because
residential
like looking at
neighborhood.
it, and that guy even tried, he had 2 broke down lawnmowers, at least he was trying. There's nothing broke down out there.
Not yet, they haven't went through that field with brush hog yet.
You might not know where I'm going.
There might be some large pieces of cable laying in there.
Yep, sure might.
The wording on trash, could y'all just describe that a little bit for me?
Yeah, that part does concern me, cause I mean, not that he's going to file trash on it.
Well, whenever
but-
you're dealing with the construction side,
Yeah.
trash is a big concern,
Yeah.
and especially blowing north or south.
Well, and this would all be litigated when construction begins. So trash is not even a thing here, not once the construction begins.
But isn't that what the exception, he's asking for an exception?
He's asking for an exception till construction begins.
So we gotta sign.
So once the construction begins, everything that's here is gone.
What if it never begins?
What if it's, I mean, that could be 6 months, that could be
5
10 years.
It could, it could. And that's part of it.
12 inches, 12 inches,
Do what?
12 inches. It needs to be maintained at 12 inches. It's
I'm not
either.
setting, I don't, I personally don't wanna set a 12-inch rule because that's what it'll be used.
That's
The
what
rules
it
are already in the book.
is, because that's,
For residential, we're making, that's what the whole purpose of that
it
is.
is residential.
This is a variance, that's what the whole point of a variance is.
Sir, do you know these people? I mean, are you friends with them?
No, I do not. No, never talked to him outside of this board meeting.
Pushing what he wants to do, and
No, I'm being fair. Go ahead.
everybody in here is against it, just like the last meeting, and still 3-1 vote.
And again, I'll
And
remind you that I don't just
all the council people are
represent,
against it.
I don't just represent you, I represent this community as a whole.
You haven't represented me at all.
Okay, then don't vote for me at the end of the year, or 2 years, 3 years, that's fine. I'm just explaining to you that it's important to me.
Everything
and
you wanted, you give.
That's not correct at all, no. If that was the case, you'd have trailer houses going in there.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
That
you're
will
welcome.
allow one trailer for 160 acres on zoned agriculture. There's already one on 160 acres.
Unless there's a,
We would have variance.
unless there's a variance.
Can y'all explain to me how these variances work? Just briefly, so I understand.
Very quickly. They come to us, they ask for a variance, we say yes or no.
So just strictly at this table, it doesn't go through the planning committee or anything else? It's just
We can
strictly
give
you guys.
whatever we want.
Whatever you guys wanna do.
Yes, we can.
All right.
All right.
But it's also important, at the end of the day, that I do what I feel is best for the community as a whole, and we treat people fairly.
How would
And-
it help
and
the
there-
community not to keep noxious weeds there?
I mean, all we're asking him to do is to mow it twice a year on farmland.
And
I
that's
mean,
what it
that-
is.
that's-
It's
that's
not
all we're
farmland,
doing.
it's residential.
Yeah, that's what it's been.
It doesn't
Did
matter.
the previous-
that.
I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm done.
Well, literal farmland
All
is
right, would you like to
maintained.
make a motion that he mows it twice a year?
With agenda item number 11,
With the exemption or not, whatever.
yeah, I make a motion that we require the property owner to mow the property twice a year, brush hog twice a year,
That's 12 inches.
at 12 inches.
No. Brush hog quits at 12 inches, and then you're starting at a loss.
Well, you know,
Right,
brush
but
hog
you
all the
just
way back.
asked for the brush hog, you wanted 6?
Let's not put inches, it needs to be brush hog twice a year.
All right, I have a motion, do I have a second? I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
No.
Motion fails.
Can I ask a quick question then, since it's.
No, sir, you're not on this.
All right.
We have moved on. Number 12, project agreement. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or the acceptance of project agreement number SAP 209F 125LG and JP number 36750 between Town of Union City and Department of Transportation. Tom, have you gone over this?
Just that road grant thing?
Yes.
No, the road grant is 13, isn't it?
Municipal activities fund project. Well, what this is was a, road grant for damaged roads by municipal drilling. Big road repaving. Division. And chop.
That's a good point. Then it means they, on Department of Transportation too.
Is this from y'all, Michelle, or is this from them?
It's one that, see, there's,
How much is the match?
There is, it's one that we just needed to vote on and have permission to do. It should have been done previous, but it didn't get on the agenda.
We can't release the funds for it until it's.
Until we have the minutes that say you approved for that.
Yeah, well, what I'm asking is this is from them or from us?
From them.
From them.
It's from them.
Yeah.
So it's written the way they want it.
There's a grant, yeah.
I mean, down below it says open.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes, first paragraph? Yeah, okay.
It just doesn't up there in the head.
I make a motion that we accept the project agreement between Town of Union City and Department of Transportation. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Number 13, resolution 23-2402. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of municipal road drawing activities grant. I make a motion that we accept the grant. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. New business is limited to business of the road. It's too late to be on this agenda. Number 14, no action.
I got one quick question for, I seen there was a, individual that didn't get their big trash picked up. Did they call the town today?
About
And-
4 times.
Yeah, did that get resolved, or?
I emailed OEMA, never heard back from them. David's gonna take care of it tomorrow, so that we
Okay.
don't have to.
Okay. Anything else? Other than that, everything was smooth. That was the only individual that.
Other than, you know, first forgot, but they got it taken care of.
Yeah.
Whenever, if you wanna talk about it now, or after the meeting, speak about OEMA in general. Do you want to?
If it's under new business, we can just talk about it now.
Okay, it was, I've had a couple customers, especially one today, one finished his call that said, called me last week to get a work order put in. I put the work order in, and they never took care of it until Friday.
When you put those work orders, do you email that to them?
Yes.
Can you if that, so they have or have not taken care of that one at this point?
They have taken care of it now, but they said they took care of it on the 11th, even though they actually didn't take care of it until after Saturday.
Don't never be scared to forward those to me or to any of us, to forward them to me, and then I'll take those directly to David, and he usually gets those resolved pretty quickly.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure
So-
that just happened today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have already taken care of it, so there's no need to
Okay.
get anybody else involved.
All right, number 15, Ryan Dawson.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All, I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved.
I know,